Hi. In this segment, we're going to talk about some marking and layout tools, some common ones. So the first one we're going to have a look at is the scratch all. Okay, so it's just a round steel marker with a point, typically a wooden or a plastic head that you can hit with your mallet or your hand. For starting holes in workpieces where you're going to be using a bracing bit for that feed screw to get started, or some harder surface like plastic laminate, when your bit likes to kind of spin and slip away on you, you can use it to just start a hole to seat that bit for the original cutting, so it's a handy tool. Center punches. This particular one that I have here is a self-centering punch. Okay, it's handy for doing things like hinges. It's got a beveled head. It seats itself into the hinge, and then you tap it with a hammer, and it'll mark the center of there for drilling pilot holes for screws. So self-centering punch will come in handy. Next one we want to have a look at are our compasses. Okay, so you probably use these in your math class somewhere along the way. Useful for drawing smaller circles, up to about 8 inches in diameter. They come in pretty handy. The other thing you can use these for is scribing, so making some match cuts. If you got some irregular cuts against the wall and you want to transfer that cut onto your workpiece, you can use these as scribes. This particular one has a point and the pencil right attached to here. You can get some other models where you attach your own pencil inside to use as a scribe or as a compass. Next one we want to have a look at are these dividers. Okay, so it's essentially a compass with 2 points instead of a pencil. Useful for stepping out measurements. Okay, if you want to have a bunch of equal measurements, you can transfer just walking along like this and step everything out to make them equal. Another useful use for this is transferring measurements. So I've done a full-size layout. Now I need to transfer a measurement to a workpiece. I can take my dividers, set it to that dimension, and then transfer that exact measurement to a different workpiece, so I can work back and forth. So one thing you notice with these is they're limited to the size. Okay, so if you need a compass or a set of dividers and these aren't big enough, you can move to Dremel points or a beam compass. Okay, so essentially I can have this piece any length that I needed. If I want to draw a 20 foot circle, I need a 10 foot piece. You're only limited to the size of material that you have, so you can do whatever you need. It'll work the same way. If you need to step something off, we got dividers. You can loosen the steel point here and replace it with your pencil, so if you need to draw bigger circles, you're good to go there. So beam compass and Dremel points might come in handy. Last layout tool we're going to have a look at is the basic chalk line. Okay, it's just a plastic or a steel body filled with chalk and a string line. Okay, so as it comes out, it's covered in chalk. If you need to make long layout lines or some cut lines, so you can hook it over the end or have someone holding the other end, pull it nice and tight, and then snap the line. The line will stay straight, but the chalk itself comes off the line, transfers onto your piece, so you have a nice long layout line or a cut line, depending on what you need. Okay, so that's a quick look at basic layout tools used in carpentry.